What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Derail Valley. So in the last episode we installed a bunch of gadgets into these locomotives that we're going to be using basically for the rest of our playthrough. We've got various configurations in mind and today we are going to go looking for a secret. Yes guys, please do grab yourself a drink. Let's hit the rails. Alright, so from our last episode we did indeed install a bunch of stuff into our locos. So we've got our remote MU, basically wireless systems in place. What I'm going to do is shut these locos down because although we are going to be hitting the rails with these guys, including this wonderful DE6 slug, we are going to be having a bit of a wander because we've got a garage key that we're going to be using today. So let's get some of this stuff switched off, get some of these, we'll get a parking brake for each particular formation on, and we'll get this one shut down as well. So yeah, we've got the remote MUs in place, we've got our rear two DE6s, we've got our front units which include the slug. So this is going to be running at the front and we can switch things off as and when. So if we don't need these rear units, we'll just switch them off and they can trail behind, be pulled along like another car until we need them. But like I said a couple of videos ago, the use of having that locomotive at the rear of that 60 car formation setup was absolutely invaluable in getting those first couple of orders offloaded quickly. And so yeah, we're always going to have a loco at the end of the train from now on, unless it's a really small order and we can, you know, not use them. But we are currently at Iron Mine West. Now, I did say, I think it was the previous video or the one before that we're going to go and take a look at this siding and see what's there. So we're going to do that on foot. We'll close the map for now and we'll just quickly dash off in this sort of direction using the teleport key, which is the F key. And we'll get ourselves up here. Right, let's just see what direction we're facing. So we want to be this way. Let's see if we can find the track here without sort of wasting too much time. So we do have a split track here, which is the one either leading across the bridge to Machine Factory or the one going that way. So let's take this across the bridge. And then we've got a split here, a switch, which will take us off down the siding that we're talking about. So let's just keep teleporting along here. We've got a siding, 20 kilometer speed limit, and we find Old Bob's garage. Now, we've got the keys in our backpack, so let's utilize the Old Bob's key. Is there anything in there? What is that thing? It looks like a big rock. Wow, what's going on? Oh, something spawned in now. Oh, there we go. Why was it like that? Like a rock? Okay, so is it when we unlock it, that's when it spawns in? But here we have. So it's the, if I can see the thing, so BE2. So this is the electronic shunter. We'll get this open. And it's got the charging port there. It's got a brake bleed on it still. But let's hop in. We'll get the door closed. Okay, so there's no motor to start up. It's just a case of throwing these on. The battery comes into life. We started up the traction motor. Brakes are pressuring up. What we'll do is throw the cutout downwards. Okay. And then we'll put her into drive. Brakes are off actually, apart from the parking brake, which we'll release now. And I think if we just put a bit of power on, we'll get her moving. Now, whoops, I pressed the wrong thing. So we'll get some cab light on, and also I want some headlights on. I don't know. Oh, that's that light. Okay, hold on. Well, I can't seem to turn it the other way. Is that it now? Oh no, that's still on. How about now? Oh, there we go. That'll do. Right, let's hop in. Right, we'll get her wound up a bit. Whoa, she accelerates quite quick. So this is the electric shunter. We can find it in the catalogue here. Have a quick glance. The BE2, there it is. So, well, there's a few things. Firstly, we can use the remote control. It's got a decent amount of pull to it. 800 tons in the drive. I'll just open the power up a bit. The controls layout, it says there's not exactly ideal because it's off to the side. Item storage, well, it doesn't really have any. Sander adjustability, none. Does it even have a sander? It does have a sander. Load rating is obviously very low. Top speed, very low. Adhesion control, it's very light, obviously. Heat management range, dynamic braking, none. Shunt acceleration is very low as well. So she's only really capable of up to 30 kilometers. I don't know what she's like at being pulled by another bunch of stuff, but like say for example if we put her as part of the consist, is she gonna be alright back there? Does she have an issue with going over a certain speed? But yeah, she's got 2 DC traction motors, she's got a battery, obviously self-lapping valve brakes which are really good, dual facing, yeah, and basically on-demand delivery as well. And we already spoke about the remote. So what we'll do is we'll pull the remote down into our setup. We'll get rid of the torch. We're going to put some of these tools back in the tool shed as well. So I'll just get those ready to go in. But yeah, she drives quite nicely so far. Let's have a look from the outside. She's not exactly flying along, but yeah, capable nonetheless. We'll see how she does with a bit of shunting, because we'll use it to load up our train if we can. Because obviously we've got a number of DE6s on hand now, and theirs are going to be sort of sat at either end of the train, so we need to take that into consideration. But yeah, for now we'll power up. Actually, we'll just ease back because it's downhill here. She's gaining speed. So we'll put a bit of brake on. A bit more. Just let that speed roll off a little tiny bit. Yeah, so far so good. So this front window opens. You can have the rear window open as well. So just imagine the air blowing through here on a nice day. That'd be quite nice. Okay, we're still going a bit fast. But we are going to be heading uphill in a sec, so yeah. Get those windows closed again just for the sake of it. She's flying actually here. Okay, we've got a 40 speed limit coming up. We're probably doing about, well, close to 40. But anyway, we've got an uphill section here. So we've released the brakes and she's losing speed, so we'll get some power on. So you can see even with the throttle fully wide open, she's still losing speed up this hill. But yeah, not too bad. And yeah, the battery needs to be recharged, obviously, so you've got to do that as part of the manual servicing sort of function. So we'll be doing that, I guess, from time to time, depending on how much we plan to utilise her. Right, as we're coming up here, I'll just ease off the power. She does stop quite quickly. But our next task is to see what job we're going to be doing next. Because obviously she can help us load it, but we just need to have a look. Now, I did mention some of the jobs that are available at the end of the previous video. I do need to say, once you travel away from an area, those jobs disappear, so the ones that we would have looked at will no longer be available, but it does mean there will be other jobs available, so we might find something even better than what was there. Or worse, but we'll have a look anyway. Right, so we'll just leave her over there for a sec. She's tiny, isn't she? Right, you thought the DE2 was small. BE2 is tiny. Right, let's have a look then. Right, so we've got a freight haul to steel mill, over 1,000 tons. That sounds good. 33,000. A bunch of empty cars going to steel mill. They'll do. Ooh, nice steel mill selection here. 10,000. We've got a City West. Now we could pass through City West, but I don't know whether how long are these? 48 minutes. A drop off in City West could really delay us, so I don't know whether it's worth it for 4 plus a time bonus on top of that. Goods factory in town, well, we're not going there. And sawmill, we're not going there. So I guess these 3 are our orders then, right? So I'll put these into my hotbar, and I'll also quickly pop in here and just quickly ditch these tools, which will be available here at any of the tool sheds around the map. As I said, they're always next to the station office, so won't be hard to find our stuff when we need it. So yeah, I'm excited to use the remote control with this micro shunter, and we'll try it. Obviously, I think it'll manage with the logistic hall. It might manage with the other one as well. Anyway, let's go and actually we've got 3 jobs, so let's take 3 flags and we'll mark them off. So I said somebody had mentioned we'll pop those into our hotbar. I said somebody had mentioned in the we'll get the light ones in the comments section that you can mark off your jobs basically with flags, so it makes it easier to pick them out when you've got a long consist. So let's have a look, see what the first thing is that we've got here. So the empty cars are actually 9.5. So what's this? Wow, don't think I've seen one of those before. So that's an empty box car, but it's not the one that we're looking for. So we're looking for, how many is that? 15 empties. And then we've got iron ore, number 25. Right, that's this one. So that's 12 cars. Right. I don't know what order we're going to pick these up in. And then we've got a 3 job, which it looks like it's that one. And then it looks like the cars are on that side, the empties, the other empty cars. Oh, actually, there's 4 here. So what does that mean for us? Oh no, what am I talking about? There's 3. How did I count 4 there? Right, so those are those, even though I haven't even checked the number. Let's have a look. 09. And then our empty cars, and get the right button. This one, 95. So we should have 15. Just make sure there's no strays at the end, as there sometimes is. So 95. 95. Okay, sweet. So we are going to be heading to steel mill. So I'm going to take the opposite direction, basically, out of here. Through Machine Factory Town. We could go that way. Or we could go down to City West, which is an easier route, I would say. We've never been through Farm. So I do want to go through Farm. Last time, I think we did this route. I called an audible and quickly decided that I wanted to go that way. We won't do that this time. We'll actually go down to City West and then across. Right, so it is a case now of loading up basically the stuff that we want. So we can take this this set of locos to the front. The only thing is we did say, because we thought we were going to be heading out that way, we've installed these bits and bobs there. Well, these things easily come down with a hammer. But for now, we won't worry too much about them. It's not the end of the world. What I'm going to do is switch that though. I want the control at this end, even though we're going to be probably remote connected. We'll give that a go, so the slug won't be operational during this run. But I'm going to switch transmission to this car. So we'll run from this one. This one will be the controlling car. It's controlling locomotive. What am I saying car for? Right, what am I doing? I'm falling all over the place. Right, let's start her up. Parking brake will be this one, I think I said it as. Whoa. Teleportation gets a bit wild at times. What am I doing? Okay, I'm not expecting any issues here, but messing around with the remote, I have sometimes ran into very slight issues with the throttle getting stuck on, and I don't know whether it's kind of just part of it, like sometimes having the wrong setting. So we'll just switch that off. Let's just see if everything's all good back here. Yeah, we don't have any throttle stuck on. Right, let's open her up. So what we shouldn't have with this remote on is any noise coming from the slug. And yeah, she's silent. So it's just a dead car at the moment, which is absolutely fine. I'm not forgetting the micro shunters at the end there, so we will move that out the way. I'm just pulling this down here a little bit so we know what we're doing. I'm probably going to reverse these in. If this is our set, I think it is. So probably just take the biggest set at the front. Let's see. So yeah, the micro shunter won't manage with this set because this is over 1,000 tons of stuff. But the good thing is, now that we're down here, we can... actually, we can't just switch ends that easy, can we? Not like with an MU cable, because that hasn't changed. So every time we do this, we've got to switch this. So if we want to switch ends in these shunting scenarios like this, then we've got to have all this set up as well. So this is going to be the transmitting end now. See, that hasn't changed. Actually, that might have been correct, because I did switch that backwards. So yeah, it's working now. To be honest with you, I don't think that cutout thing matters, because whatever happens here is transmitted to that rear one. So that brake coming off now, this handle being pulled will be the handle being pulled in the rear as well. Meaning that that's the function on handle in the rear the current rear loco. But because it's radio activated, it still will move down there. So the functioning one will also move, if that makes any sense at all. Okay, nice solid connection there. Yeah, so solid we've knocked it flying despite it being over 1,000 tons. That should be... No, it's not enough. So I've got brakes on, but just applying the throttle against the brakes just should hold us enough so that once we get close like that, it stays there. Because the loco can roll back sometimes, which is a bit frustrating. That's why I tend to leave the brakes on. Okay, let's get the brakes pressurised on our first set. Need to release the parking brake. There we go. Right, so we will switch the remote control. So this will be now the receiving end. So when we actually set off, these locos are now in a position to go. So we'll switch off that to transmitting. Like I said previously, this loco is set to reverse. Now, it doesn't really matter which one you've got in R and which one you've got in F. The other end will do the opposite. So as long as... Because these... The reason why I'm saying that is because these locos are back to back. One of them's facing that way, one of them's facing that way. As long as you've got one in R and one in F, doesn't matter which way it is. I've discovered it doesn't matter. So... One thing that we don't have is lights. And the one thing that doesn't function down the remote is the rear light, I don't think. Ah, maybe it does. Oh, it does. Right, okay, fantastic. Even better. Right, so there's our first set connected. Now, I think the micro shunter will fit down there, but we'll reverse up a tiny bit. Just to give us space. Right, that'll do. We'll shut these guys down to save fuel. Pop the parking brake on. Okay, good stuff. That's a good start. Right. We've got nothing in that lane, so we don't need to worry about the micro shunter squeezing down there unless we're going to send it down that one. Because we've got... Oh no, we've got another free one here. So, and we've got the free loading bay as well. So a number of free lanes really. Right, what we'll do is, we'll get the micro, and we'll take her down to the other end. Okay, we've got a loco there. So let's do that. Release the brake. Get going forward. Get moving a bit faster. Okay, we've got the throttle fully wide open now. Okay, so we could grab those cars really. I'll probably pull those ones back with the D6s. Although she'll manage, I think. She's got no diesel engine running with this one, which is nice because it means that we're not using diesel fuel. I wonder how much it costs to recharge though. Right, we'll utilise this in order to establish what's going where. So actually we might need to pull this lot out of here because, yeah, 15 cars behind that. It's going to be fun. Pressing my independent brake key there, it doesn't have one. So there we go. I don't know whether she's bashed those. Oh yeah, she's alright. Right. Let's get this connected. Train brake in. Little compressor. Plugging away there. Alright, so yes, we're not going to manage. We're not going to manage with these guys trying to put those onto the back of this set because it's going to be all the way down there. What we're going to have to do is pull these DE6s out the way, get those first. Right, what I'll do is quickly roll this, hop up here. Get this open. Right, we'll start these up. I'll just start the one up for the time being. Actually, I won't. I'd probably have to isolate the other one if I was going to do that. Well, actually, this one's already isolated, I think, brakes-wise. Oh no, it's fully open. Right, never mind. It doesn't matter anyway. We'll start her up. Right, so our lights should be sorted, but why are they not? Why do we have a different configuration of lights on these to what we have on the others? That is rather odd. And because these are on, because these are currently switched on, I think it means that our DM cable between these two doesn't work. Or does it? Yeah, this one doesn't have... There's nothing going on in terms of... there's no throttle. In fact, the train brakes on this one. Doesn't matter though. There's nothing happening. Doesn't matter. She's running, but she's not using any power. So we could switch off the remotes, but then it's like, oh well, we've got to switch them back on again anyway, so... Whoops, wrong thing. Okay, we'll just let her stop and let's just go and see which one this is. So it's on this siding. Okay, we need to be back a tiny bit more actually. Oh no, we might be alright there. Yeah, we're just beyond. Yeah, because she's got her brakes on. Okay, what's grinding? Did we release parking brakes, or is it just the fact that they're running over the switches? Yeah, I think it's just because they're going over the switches. So we'll have our empty cars in the middle. And we will try utilising the, on this occasion, the remote controls and have the two locos at the back pushing. I think it'll be overkill for this particular load, but we'll give it a go anyway. Or we could just switch them off at the back. Let the front three do the job. Again, we've probably knocked those cars a bit too far there. No, fine. Right, okay. Right, again, I'm going to release the brakes on this one. Put her into neutral down this end. Yeah, we've got the flashing light there because... we've got a parking brake on. Parking brakes on these units. Would be this one. Come on. That's it. Right, we're going to have to pull this pretty far into this tunnel, I think. Hopefully this isn't classed as leaving the area. I'm going to switch her that way because I'm assuming that's our next destination. Right, we'll leave her running. Hopefully that's enough space. It probably isn't, you know. Think about how far down that goes. Right, what we'll do here is use... Did I undo the parking brake? So, it's a bit awkward with 15-car lots. Because there is the danger that you might accidentally leave the area. I'm not too sure how that would affect us. Okay, we're going to have to get a decent amount of power on. Bit more. Whoa, wheel slip. So yeah, we've got the remote as well. So number 7. And pair loco like that. And one thing that we can do while she's moving is we'll have a look at our flags as well. Because we want a flag on these. See if we can do this while it's moving. There. So I might actually put this flag at the back. I haven't quite decided yet, but we've got a flag here at the front. Stays back on the power. So yeah, I'm not too sure whether we're going to be able to... Yeah, because there's the other cars there. Right, is that enough? I doubt it. Yeah, it certainly isn't. Fair few cars to go yet. Yeah, it's a bit of a nuisance this, because we could pull those forward and then reverse them back in here and connect everything up, but it's like, yeah, then we've got a micro shunter in the way. Nothing stopping the micro shunter from staying where it is and just being part of the train. Okay, I think what we'll do is we'll pull these forward. What have we got in here in terms of set off? So we've got brake on. Now, what I'll do actually, this might get a bit complicated, but what I'll do is I'll release this brake. So that's on receive. Fine. I'll release this brake and I'll switch this off for a second, because the last thing I want is that loco in that tunnel moving because it's connected to this remote. Why are we not going anywhere? We haven't got the engine. We haven't even got an engine on. Have we got a parking brake? We've got a parking brake on down here as well. In fact, now that that's switched off, you'll hear the slug. Or you should do. Right, that'll do. This is kind of needless, this part now. Yeah, we'll get the train brake on. Right, she's all pretty much ready. We'll get this thrown back into transmit mode. We'll shut it down, and we'll pop the parking brake on. Now we've already done all this. It's kind of just taking extra time. But it's worth it for the result, because it'll mean that we can get these bit more space for these empty cars, let's put it that way. But we're still going to have to move these back a bit further. We can't see anything in this tunnel. Wow. Great. Okay, that's done nothing at all. Oh, there we go. Right. Come on, baby. Not too sure how far we're going to have to take her down here. Right, the way we'll be able to tell if she's alright and she hasn't sort of decided that we can't do these jobs now because we've pulled them out of the area. We'll have a look at the codes on the side. She should still be coded. So these loads are still coded, so that's good. It means that the jobs are still valid. Right, let's pull her forward then. In fact, we don't even need to be inside. We can go down here and use the remote. She's wheel slipping. What's it going to take to get her moving? Is she going to manage? She's struggling. Oh, she's not moving at all now. What's happened? Oh, the traction motor's offline. I must have blown it. Well, she's moving now. Why wasn't she moving before? I didn't switch that off. It was like she was wheel slipping, but it didn't have a wheel slip warning. We're moving now just fine. I don't understand. Right. Here she comes, like a London Underground train. She sounds like that, actually. Wheel slipping again. Struggling. See, this could have all been done by the DE6s. It would have been actually much easier to have done it that way. So we might end up leaving this little micro shunter behind. I do want it at the motel, the museum though. So that's where I really would like it. That should be enough, surely. Right, let's see. Can't see a single thing. Still not out of that siding. This is problematic and time consuming, even though we're not against the clock. There's still not quite enough space. Right, let's put a tiny bit of power on and release the brakes while we move this forward. And her traction motor's blown because I've just heard it. Why? And she's going backwards at 2 miles an hour. Okay. Again, we're making our way down here. Checking the code still there. Right, surely now. Again, traction motor's blown. She was only on like one throttle switch. Okay, she's actually rolling backwards. Come on, baby. Let's go. It's probably because she rolled backwards. She didn't have enough throttle on to move forward. And because she rolled backwards against her own traction motor, that'll be why it blew. She actually needs a bit of extra power to get enough steam up, so to speak. Okay, while we're here, I'm actually going to put the, can't quite see it there. I'm going to put the flag at the end of each set of cars, so this one here can come off. I'll put it here instead. Under the signage. So that'll mean when we come out here, I'll be putting a flag here. Just above the signage. She's rolling back. Wow, we just can't win with this little micro shunter like. Right, okay. Okay, she's not rolling back at any sort of pace, thankfully. Right, where's this other set then? It's on this lane. Make sure that's right, yeah. So it's B3. B3I being that switch, that one, and then that one like that. B3O, sorry, not B3I. Alright, good stuff. Right, let's start bringing things back then. So first and foremost, we can jump on the back here and use this and throw it into reverse. Release the brake, and then she's going to like that because it's downhill. Right, she's on full throttle now, and we'll get her sort of into this lane now. What we'll do is, well, we'll just leave her where she is. I'll just shut her all down, and she'll just be like a dead car for when we push. And when we get to Steel Mill, she'll be part of this offload. She can offload these, providing there's no rain or an uphill situation. Okay, we'll hit the couple button here, we'll make use of it. There we go. Happy days. All sorted. We've got a flag on here. We're aware of these front cars. And what we will do now is We'll shut her down because she's connected up to the main section of train. Technically, we could have left the lights on for a moment. In fact, we will, so that we can see where she is when we back this lot up. Right, I am going to set that like that. Get all these brakes released and everything, then go down to this cab. Remember these two, because they've got the remote controls in place and not operating together. We could have just switched that off, to be fair. Okay, that headlight, you can barely see anything. That's probably a bit better. Honestly, can't see a thing. It's like such restricted viewing. So it's glad it's only 3 cars. There she is. Right, that handle doesn't do anything because it's not the same. Oh, and we're flying. Oh, and how have we... Have we ended up in the wrong lane? I think we have. Oh no. We literally just pushed against it. Oh no, we've broken all the windows. Oh no, we've wrecked it. Oh no. Yeah, that's the danger really of just using... These remotes are a bit tricky, aren't they, in that regard? This was cut out, so it's not... There was no train brake. Oh well, hopefully it was entertaining viewing anyway. The poor little micro shunter got absolutely squeezed to death there. Alright, well she's part of the deal now. So how is she going to manage being mid-train? Do we need to do anything? Apart from resurrect her somehow. Wow. All the glass is shattered. I feel terrible. Right, okay. Let's go down here. You can hear the train pressuring up. Right, let's leap over this other side a sec. I just want to see if everything's going to work for when we actually set off. Okay, we do have a parking brake on, of course. And she needs firing up. Right, there's a lot of hissing going on here. I thought I put that brake on. I'm surprised. Right, we've got brake release. We've got a flashing light there for some reason. Was it this one that I put the train brake on? No? That's correct. Right, I'll tell you what we're going to do, guys. We're going to sleep on it. And we'll sort out this mess in the morning when we've got some daylight. But for now, I want to say thank you so much for joining me for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do hit the like button if you did, as we're standing over these fumes. Yeah, hit the subscription button if you want to see more videos like this. And guys, I hope that you take care of yourself. I'll catch you guys again soon.